Patty, bring me everyone.
What do you mean, everyone?
Everyone!
Gosh golly, guys. I was trying to watch this video. Six sent it to me to check out. I invited her to join us too, by the way. It doesn't look like she's at her computer right now. But I did invite Six. Paulie is probably going to show up when he shows up. And I know that Syl Abdul is in the middle of trying to wrap up a recording. So he's finishing that up. He may be about, what did he say, 30 minutes late? He usually he's very pragmatic, so he'll say 30 minutes and then it'll be 15 minutes. But he always wants to put that buffer.
Most people out here
When he's going to join us. Hey, Keith, can you hear us yet?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. You don't have to stick around long. I know you're out with the family right now, but what are your thoughts this weekend on the box office for Superman?
It's exactly where it needs to be for a film that has really got a lot going on with it. We can sit here and try to pretend this, that, or the other, but the thing about it is, and the thing with really all of these films, is that there's a whole narrative with all of this. And it really has come down, ironically, to Superman again. Are we going to have superhero films will they have a feature in Hollywood? It depends. You know, it definitely seems like Marvel and Kevin Feige don't want to change how they're doing things. And just for the record, it has now been well over a year since they got rid of certain people. And if you're still making movies like this right now, like with Fantastic Four, then you get what you get. You know, Ironheart's a good example of that.
Right.
Superman's second week falls right in line with where a movie should be at this point. Now, is it going to have legs? There's a good possibility to have legs. There's a really good possibility it's basically going to be able to pay off all of its bills. The question is whether or not will it be profitable, and it doesn't seem like Dadloff and company are really worried about that right now. But when you don't spend a lot of money compared to your competition, and let's just be honest, the last two Marvel films spent way more than what they said their budgets were. This isn't anything against them. This is just fact. Okay? Captain America should have been out over a year ago. So the fact that it cost as much as it did, that's not surprising. And then even the Thunderbolts had some problems. So both those movies, they had issues, a lot of issues headed into there. And the fact that both films did not do well at all puts way too much pressure on Fantastic Four. But it's pressure that they brought on themselves. This is nothing that the audience brings. This is not about the critics. This is about what you bring to the table. You should be making cheaper movies. And they're going out and spending like it's still 2013, 2014, 2015. You know, so you get what you get.
Yeah. Hey, good morning, Alpha. How you doing, man? Glad to see you. Shinatsky, why aren't you on here? It's Saturday. Making bold statements that Brightburn and Superman have the same plot point. And I don't see that. I see the problem because I didn't like Brightburn. I did not like it because the basic premise of that is you have this super being that has no threat. This movie, Superman gets his ass handed to him. So I don't understand what you mean. If you were here, maybe you could make the argument.
You know, this is a very different movie if you're someone that only knows Superman by what he's done in Hollywood, you know, if you've never picked up a Superman comic book before, I could see this film being very off-putting.
Well, the other thing is this is a live-action comic book. That was sort of one of the things I liked about it, was that I felt like I was watching a comic book movie. It just felt like it came from a comic book, unlike Superman, which had a more grounded. It's very. That's why I love the word verisimilitude being used in the making of that, because it's a very grounded film. Lex Luthor is not a supervillain. You know, he's a mad genius living under the city that nobody seems to be aware of. In this film, he's out proud and, you know, I know it sounds like I'm like describing somebody coming out of the closet, but he's out in the open. Everybody knows who Lex Luthor is. And this is part of the
irony really is Marvel. And what I mean is Marvel is sort of kind of responsible for the change between that film and this film. What do I mean? Well, who wrote the Man of Steel comic miniseries? That's John Byrne. All right. Well, so he's the one that made a majority of the changes that Hollywood has jumped onto over these last few years with the character. So the irony is that Marvel is so responsible for these changes. You know, and it's just amazing to me that it's amazing to me when people who say they like a character but can't bring themselves to read any of the source material can complain. You know, again, if all you know about it is what you've seen in the movies or on various TV shows, with the exception of Superman the Animated Series and maybe the 60s animated series, yeah, a lot of this stuff is out there. It's out there.
So right now, they've already earned another $56 million between. That's pretty impressive. By the way, Ariel, yes, he lived under the city like Mole Man. He lived in the old subway, and he converted it into it's very palatial what he did down there. He's got a swimming pool and everything. I love what Lex Luthor did in this film.
That film really is a love letter to Superman the movie. Is really a love letter to the character as an idea, not so much targeted at the comic. Whereas Gunn's Superman,
well, he's kind of like the original. If you think about it, you go back to the original appearances of Lex Luthor in the comics and in the serials.
Yes.
With Kirk Allen. It kind of reminiscent of that Lex Luthor.
Yes, but what I was going to say is Superman the movie is a love letter really to the spirit and the idea of Superman, whereas James Gunn's Superman is a love letter to the comic book version. And that's the big difference between the two. You know?
Although I still think it's a misstep. I think it's thematically a bad idea to make the parents, the biological parents, having sent him for the wrong reasons. And I'm like, when you think about it story-wise, that's really not good writing. It's like you pigeonholed the characters to where they've got nowhere to go.
Well, they've also added more pressure onto his relationship with his cousin, because that
it does have the Williams score.
The thing about Kara, as I've explained before, is that there's a lot of dramatic potential there that Greg Berlanti never actually decided to do anything with. But there is an inherent sadness to that character. And that's what they're going to tap into with the Gunn version of Supergirl. The fact that you have someone that has a memory of everything. I've talked about it before in other shows. She has a memory of everything. You know, it's kind of like spending the first 13 years of your life, and you have your hometown and all your friends, and then suddenly everything's gone. Everybody that you ever knew from 13 or before, they're gone. Your town, your place of birth is gone. It's completely gone. And there's no one left to have survived this but you. And so for the rest of your life, I mean, you're pretty much, it's you and your cousin. Your cousin was a baby when it happened. So you're the only one that has any memory. And it is really it's a dramatic edge. And it's something that I think once Gunn puts it out there, I think a lot of people, including Greg Berlanti, is going to see that they messed up with the character, and that there's a way forward that they never considered. But again, that's what happens when you have people that are big comic book fans that are in charge of what you're doing, versus going out and just casting people who can give you something or whose names can help to open up a film because of who they are or their particular beliefs. That really is the divide between DC Studios and Marvel Studios right now. DC seems to be interested in allowing the comics to play more of a role in how these stories are told. And Marvel just wants to bring in certain creative people who have a particular idea to mold the comics that they have.
Yeah. Now, I want to address this. This is an interesting statement by Mephisto. Matt, I did send you a link, and Shanatsky, I sent you a link. It's in the management folder. Wait a minute. Who fell asleep? Oh, that was an older message from Mephisto. He goes, sorry, I fell asleep on the couch. When was that? That was back in June. Oh, man, that's an old message. But anyway, hi, Ariel Bullet. Gambit, how you doing, buddy? Who's all here right now? I don't want to miss anybody.
List in private chat.
Shanat, 11 Alpha says, hello, all out of the hospital and ready for some chatting. Hope you're doing okay, buddy. What were you in the hospital for? Unless it's too personal. Oh, that sucks, Mav. I wish you could be here. Shanatsky, again, I sent you the link. Where the fuck are you? Okay, so Mephisto starts with this. Shane Davis, who drew Superman, said that Zaslav and Gunn might have tried to go for a different origin story to combat the public domain being released in 2035. I mean, it's 10 years from now, but when you think about it, it's not that far away. Oh, everybody be polite. Hey, chat, behave yourselves. Paulie is here.
That's right. Don't fuck around.
Don't no fucking around, man. So Mephisto just said this, Paulie.
Good morning.
How you doing, man?
It's a little crazy. Sorry, I'm late.
Hey, no problem, man. You guys are on your time. I appreciate you popping
Saturday,
in.
man. What do you want?
This is just a fun little thing we want to do to celebrate Superman. I think that's man. I have now officially seen it 3 times. I can't get enough of it. I'm enjoying the shit out of this movie. My one beef, actually I have 2 beefs. One beef, I don't like the parents thing. I think that's a bad idea. You paint yourself through a corner with that. 2, I wish James Gunn would just shut the fuck up. just promote the movie. Stop saying shit to aggravate people.
Maybe that's why he's saying it.
I don't know. I wish he would stop because it's so annoying. But I'll tell you what, he's keeping people talking. He is keeping people talking, arguing and debating. So movies, I don't know. I'm impressed. 56 million since yesterday morning.
Did you get my latest? I CC'd you.
Oh, you did?
or what do you call it? On X, I retweeted and I CC'd you and the Popcast brothers.
Oh shit! I didn't even look. Hold on. I don't do a lot of social media Saturday mornings.
Well,
I just looked at it. Okay, here you go.
Yeah.
Comparison in $25. Superman 2025. Second weekend 57 million. Man of Steel. And you're doing the math. I like that. I appreciate you doing that.
Yeah.
58 million. Superman 2025 domestic total 235, and Man of Steel 2013 297. That's odd. Why isn't this film? This film should be kicking its ass more.
What do your panelists think?
Keith, you listening? Because Superman domestic total for this week, or for the second week total, is 235. Okay, Man of Steel, and you did the math and adjusted it for inflation and devaluation of the dollar. Domestic total adjusted is 297, so it's beating it, Superman by almost 60 million.
Not surprised. And I'll tell you, people keep forgetting. Who wrote that script again for Man of Steel?
Yeah.
Who are the people behind it? Who was the talent that set the course for that movie? Look, I give Zack Snyder all the credit in the world, but Man of Steel really is a creative collaboration between the Nolan brothers and the director that eventually was named, who was Zack Snyder.
And where are you? Are you on the toilet? Where are you hailing for?
He's out having breakfast with his wife.
Yeah, I just, in order to try to answer, I spilled coffee on myself. But
Nolan is not a good writer.
I didn't say he was a good writer. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that is the biggest difference. Seriously.
Oh, you have someone on here. Oh God.
You have someone who is a confirmed non-fan. I mean, that was really his main reason for not doing Superman. Talking about Christopher Nolan, who came up with that idea.
It's not his gig, man. Him or his brothers.
Yeah, it's not their gig, but they wrote it, you know. And the thing is that Snyder had such a bad relationship with Warner Brothers. They weren't going to let him change anything because the Golden Child wrote it. Nolan, you got to remember, Nolan was the king at Warner Brothers. And so for Zack Snyder to try to get anything changed was like pulling teeth with the executives. You got a different relationship with James Gunn and Warner Brothers now. You know, I
got to tell you, though, just to make a point, Goyer did come in and work on that script, and I kind of like Goyer's work. But again, is Goyer one of the guys that you really, want to work on Superman? Paulie, what do you think of Goyer's work?
What did he do?
David S. Goyer was one of the screenwriters that worked on Man of Steel. He worked on Batman Begins, Dark Knight.
Here's how I feel about all the film iterations of Superman. They all have their place.
Yeah,
there's so much space for these iterations and these different takes. I like some of Man of Steel. I like some of that Batman versus Superman. I just like this one more. That's for me. I know people love those Man of Steels more, or whatever. But yeah, it was okay. Yes.
Paulie, you were here earlier, but I made the comparison that Man of Steel and really a lot of Hollywood iterations of the character of Superman are really more about Hollywood's version of the character, especially when you get to Superman the movie, which is the Donner version, which is a love letter to the idea of Superman, versus Gunn's Superman, which is really a love letter to the comic origins of the character and iterations of the character. And that's really what you're dealing with. Comic versus the Hollywood idea of the character. So if all you know about Superman is stuff that you've gained from what Hollywood has done, whether on film or television, this version of the character that Gunn has made is kind of alien to you.
So Keith, I appreciate that take. I'm not saying that you're wrong, but Hollywood doesn't care.
Yeah.
As long
No, I
as
know
we're-
that. Yeah.
hold on. As long as the ledger reads, we made money.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right now, they're making money off of merch and the ticket sales. International's a little slow, but love letter, this is it just depends on who's the creator of the writer and the vision of that particular time. But at the end of the day, they're all working for a corporate studio. So it's like they're gonna have to answer to those overlords.
By the way,
money
Syl Abdul
first.
But I'll be right back.
Hi, Syl.
What's up, man? I wanted to chime in. I was actually talking to some people earlier about just the future of the DCU and stuff. So I'm putting a video together. So that's why it's a little late today. But like everyone was saying, or like Paulie was saying, is money first. You make your money first, but then
Always
part
money.
of this formula is you want critical and audience success too, or good feedback. And right now, James Gunn Superman is doing all of that. Is making the money domestically first. We can talk international. People get so caught up. I've been saying for months, you can't count on China anymore. You used to have that China bump before COVID for box office films, and people are looking like Lilo and Stitch just did $1 billion, right? Minecraft, 900 million. You only got like 25 million from China. So you don't have that China bump anymore.
It's
like
even
million.
worse because China takes 75% of that.
On top of that, right?
Yeah.
I'm just talking about the headline number. Then you're not even profiting, with that too. But what James Gunn is doing, Superman, is domestically is tracking to do over 300 million. So he got his production budget back right on the front end. And what I was told earlier is that I think it's clear they're going forward with this DCU. Like, you got Supergirl next year. They're going to highlight, green light more stuff as well. So it's making its money, man. And like I said, they got the critics and audience high scores. So it's full steam ahead.
Absolutely. And I haven't done the math yet because one of the things I like to do, Paulie, is to take the ticket set or your box office and basically do an average price of a ticket, which today is between $12 and $14 a seat. And then you divide that into the box office and you get a general idea of how many asses are in seats. And I'm actually really impressed right now this summer with the fact that so many people still are going to the movies again.
Oh man, domestically, because again, internationally, it's a mixed bag out there. But domestically, what Superman is doing in 2025, the biggest film so far this year was Lilo and Stitch, as we mentioned. There's over $1 billion.
Right now, it's over $1 billion. Yep.
And Minecraft just under $1 billion. They both did over 400 million domestically. So what I'm saying is that Superman is going to be number 3 domestically. It's going to pass Jurassic World Rebirth probably right after this weekend or like Monday or Tuesday. And then Fantastic Four is tracking behind Superman domestically. So you have the big opening, 125 million for Superman. Minecraft, I think they're like 160. So it's a little bit behind that. But then every day after the weekend, it did like double digits millions, like 10 million on Monday, 16 on Tuesday.
It's just killing it.
That's
it
on
really
track.
is slowly.
It's
on
performing
track.
just like Lilo and Stitch. It just didn't have the big opening overall.
Now, this week we've got $57 million. Okay, that equals out to 4.1 million asses in seats.
So
that's pretty good.
Here, let me send you another latest numbers. Listen,
Okay.
People can, bitch and complain, argue all, and that's fine, whatever. I think it's a lot of waste of time over a comic book movie, but the general audience, they're having a blast with it.
Yeah.
We're not the general audience. Well, I am, but I know I'm not cool enough to be, nerd ups like you guys. I learned from you guys, but so much. But you know, the last time I went was Tuesday night. I was in Phoenix with family, and we took all the normie cousins and husbands, you know, grown ups, pop culture people. They loved crypto, absolutely loved crypto. They really liked the movie, and they loved the whole that particular show. Got a huge reaction off of Supergirl showing up. They loved the Supergirl. I was like, whoa. Like, all right.
That's been 50-50 with Supergirl.
I'm finding a lot of people really enjoyed drunk Supergirl appearance in this movie.
I mean, she's adorable. I just hope, I hope it's a decent story. But
Anima loves that girl because she was in that show House of the Dragon. And
she's a great actor. Are you kidding?
Really good actor.
Alcott.
Really good actor. But do you see did you see what I sent you, Gary?
Yes, I do. I went and looked at it. It's where'd it go? Here it is.
I mean, that's pretty good, man. I mean, and they really have a whole nother week to reign number one until Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I mean, any film that the new films that open this weekend, it's like they might as well not have opened against Superman, because it like Smurfs and I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah,
they're both going to do like about 10 million or something like that.
Yeah,
Superman's going to hold like 50%, which is really
this is it right here. This is what Paulie sent me.
Yeah.
So the international numbers are updated. Okay, so that's the bonus.
Oh, wait a minute. You got
that's old Superman.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Oh, okay.
That's what you sent. Oh, wait a minute. No, StreamYard fucked up the link. StreamYard does that, man. It will screw up a link.
Yeah, I did not send you 78.
There we go.
The funny thing is that's the number right now until Monday.
Just refresh the number. Refresh the home page there.
It's on the wrong one. Hold on. I'm on the wrong screen.
Well, just hit no.
I do not like StreamYard this morning. StreamYard screws everything up.
So they did update the international numbers. Okay, that's good.
So here you go. And look at that chart there, man. I don't think they're going to clear 1 billion now. I'm really having my doubts. But I think they could end up close to 700 million for this film.
So what I was told earlier, because this has legs. This is what a film looks like when it has legs. So you have your big opening weekend, and then it's like I said, it's performing just like Lilo and Stitch during the weekdays. It's actually tracking well. I think domestically it'll hit 350 million. And it could be more. Could be more.
I like this website, by the way, Paulie. Thanks for sharing it with me.
And then internationally, even though it's lagging behind, you may get 250 international if they keep coming with those numbers. So you're talking about a $600 million film plus is what it's looking like.
Right.
Well,
I'm just impressed with how it's doing. I'm happy that it's doing well. So at this point, we'll see a Superman 2.
My question with that, how long are they going to be keeping this in theaters? Because that's going to do a lot. Because if they announce it's coming on digital,
and
people just know.
Yeah.
Really?
Well,
yeah, it's already been announced.
Oh, wow.
But people got to understand how these profits work is that you still make money off of digital sales too. And you make more money from digital sales. So let's say
I'm glad you're saying this, Syl, because this is a bitch of mine. This is how Sony screwed over the people who are earning money off of Men in Black. They keep saying that movie has not turned a profit, and it's a lie. And they hide the numbers, and that needs to be part of box office. That box office should continue to video on demand and home purchases.
That's exactly
why they're not is that's very mob-like tactics.
I mean, if you're talking about profit, right? You go to the theater, one person spends $15 at a theater, just average. You only getting 50% of that as a studio back. If I sell you a digital Superman, you're gonna spend about $30, and I'm keeping all the profit. That's all profit. That goes to that the money is making money overall.
So
Yeah.
you got some blockbusters happening right now. Summer blockbusters, Jurassic, F1. I'm talking about international numbers as well. Now you
Right.
can add actively Superman. Then you're going to have Fantastic Four. This is great for cinema, and I want to say that the fact that these three movies are doing so well, it's going to benefit. Fantastic Four is going to benefit off of this because families, kids, everyone is loving going to the movies right now. And say, what's in that? Oh, in 2 weeks. Oh, Fantastic Four. Let's go. Another one. Jurassic. You know, F1 has made over $500 million international. I mean, it's a race car movie with freaking Brad Pitt. I mean, that's fantastic.
I haven't watched it yet, but it is on the list of films I really wanted to see.
It's in my top 3, I think, of the year so far.
Hey, I don't want to narc on my fiance.
Ah,
She doesn't like those kinds of movies.
I mean, it's you know, you gotta like a good sports underdog type of story.
I do, man. I do. I grew up an athlete, you know, and so whenever a sports film comes out, man, I'm all over it, including racing and golf. Even though golf's a game, it's not really a sport. I'll watch tennis. One of my all-time favorite sports movies is about golf, and it's Tin Cup with Kevin Costner. I love that fucking movie.
Yeah. Taylor Sheridan. No, not Taylor Sheridan. What's his name? The filmmaker. He's done a lot of sports movies. He got gay. White Man Can't Jump, Bull Durham, Tin Cup. Yeah,
Ron Shelton.
Ron Shelton.
Yeah, Ron Shelton. Yeah. Good
Tin
guy.
Cup's
good
hilarious,
guy.
man. Tin Cup's hilarious.
We got a new person poking comments here. If the X-Men were in the main part of the Marvels, not just on the post credits, it would have made $2 billion at the box office. Phase 4 and 5 of the MCU are game of chaos. The more cameos in your
game of cameos, a game of cameos.
movie.
He said.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good comment, Maverick. Yeah. Look, good point. Good point.
But they
Glenn
made
Fleming
money.
is here. One of my limey prick friends. Love this guy. Love this guy. We both work for Dale Dye. He and I work for Dale Dye, and I got him a gig doing some artwork. Man, I'm like, we're now co-workers.
Did you see what he said though earlier? He wants me to get out of here.
He wants you to leave.
Yeah.
What are you doing hanging around with these guys? Get out of there.
Yeah.
Blink twice. You're in trouble.
I'm being
twice
50% Martine.
Blink twice.
Yeah, blink twice if you need us to call 911.
Oh, we don't have that.
Domestically, Superman is outperforming Jurassic World Rebirth, but the international numbers are worse. No, I agree. I don't know why this movie's not doing better overseas. What do you think about that, guys?
I'm telling you, the China bump is not there, but I challenge anyone outside of China, what market is vastly underperforming? Because actually, this Superman film is doing similar to Matt Reeves' The Batman in some markets internationally, and Guardians 3, which is another James Gunn film. So I think people are overblowing the China thing, but that's been a thing. Outside of that, it's actually doing decent. I mean, you just showed the numbers. It's actually doing decent internationally.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm glad. Let's see. Gambit says Chariots of Fire is a sports film in itself. I love that.
Yep. Great true story.
And I got to tell you, man, I love the soundtrack. I love the idea of the movie. And for some reason in the 80s, I did not watch it. And I didn't see it until the 2000s.
Well, it's because we were kids. And it was very much a movie made for adults by, an adult story. Because it also dealt with some of these individual stories of that British team. Some great men and, the things they had to sacrifice. You watch it now, it just hits hard compared to watching, I'm not taking away E.T. or taking away Indy, but they just hit different. Chariots of Fire is one of the greatest sports movies ever.
Well, it's a gorgeous film and an amazing soundtrack. And Glenn Fleming, thank you, sir. Gary is one of my favorite Yanks. full of crap and defiance. I'm sending the army over again next year to fuck up your celebrations.
The UK has an army?
Well, they do now, let me tell you.
Oh my God.
I'll do one better. Tea ain't even yours, bitch. You got it from China.
Oh, and Emmanuel, by the way, did slip in. Thanks, Tom, for reminding me. Hi, Tom Baker. Not the same Tom Baker from Doctor Who. It's another Tom Baker. Let's see. My army buddy 11 Alpha. The conventional wisdom is that Superman, even without the American way, is too American, so the franchise does not do as well overseas. Not sure how much I agree with that.
I mean,
point.
there's some anti-American sentiments out there. It is.
What, our country is not liked universally? Come on.
I mean, Top Gun Maverick, which was very American way, was saved cinema a few years ago. I just think Superman is kind of a damaged IP compared to the Batman and Wolverine. I think that's it. And it's such a tradition. There was a traditional take with Chris Reeves and then Superman Returns. That's Gunn had to just have a new vision to Superman, which I think is the perfect one, because he also is trying to introduce Superman to Gen Z. So I think that's probably why it's not a dark, brooding character, that was so in for a while. So yeah.
No, I make the argument that Superman, or at least Superman adjacent stuff, is super popular already. Because look at Invincible or look at The Boys. The Superman analog is still really popular. It's just the evil asshole one.
Yeah, but
it sounds like Keith was wanting to say something.
Well, I was going to say Paulie is right. With the extra added fact that Superman really is a mirror held up to all of that other stuff. You look at a lot of what Marvel has given us, whether you're talking Iron Man or the Hulk, there is a darker edge to a lot of those characters, and on purpose, because when Stan Lee created them, he used horror as the basis of that. Whereas Superman was created mainly because a young teenager, his father was murdered. And he wanted to create a character that could give hope. So the very essence of Superman is hope. More than anything else, it is a very different character from a vast majority of the other characters that have been popular over the last 15 years.
So, right, 100%, right? Look about 10, 15 years ago when they started treating Captain America, where the modern superheroes in the storyline, they kind of smirked and made fun of his golly good doerism charm, because that's right. Captain America. Some were snarky, some were in awe of it. I'm not talking about the other characters within, but slowly that became a bad thing. Even Captain America's, his where he's coming from as an American, as a hero. So it's been kind of poo-pooed on for a while now, to where Gunn was like, you know what? We're going to make kindness. We're going to make empathy. We're going to make all that the new punk rock. Boom.
Yep.
And that's what he did. That's what he did.
It's working. It's working.
It's work. I mean, here's another thing too, because, and I said, thank James Gunn. All the Man of Steel, all the movies, they're all charting 200, 300% on HBO Max right now.
Yep.
And I said, thank James Gunn.
Yep. I mean,
DC got a bump from it. Yeah.
Big time,
well,
bro. Big time.
So
did the music, like the old punk songs they're like, over indexing as far as plays on Spotify. What Gunn has done is exactly what any corporate studio would want to do is that you get in, you're now part of pop culture again. Punto final, like boom, he did it. Whether you like it or not, that's another argument. But he did.
Enough people like it. I don't think it's even an argument anymore, Paulie and everyone else. Like the audience is turning out for this film, and again, the legs are there, so it's about the numbers at this point.
Yeah, but so there is the box office side, right? But it's not. What I'm saying is that it's not just that now, right? So those are the examples, the music example, and then the streaming example, the merchandise. These guys are all over the place. Plus, you have very youngish leads that are going to be around for at least 2-3 other more films.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, they started something.
What do you guys think about the soundtrack?
I don't think it'll be a direct sequel, though. Superman will be in something, within a group thing. But what you said, the soundtrack, Gary?
Yeah. What do you guys think of the music in this movie? The soundtrack. Yeah.
The score or the score or the songs?
The score. The score.
Oh man. Love it.
I mean, it was
like
he only had like
them utilizing John Williams.
I like the score. I think he only had like 2 needle drop songs, which I think it worked.
Yeah, maybe 2 or 3. Yeah. I will say I'm liking the Fantastic Four score much better, but it's a score in a classical sense. It's incredible what I've listened to as far. So this is one of my beefs, Paulie, with a lot of Marvel soundtracks is they're often very generic. Do you think this one's that generic soundtrack thing that Marvel tends to do? Say that again. You kind of jacked up for a second.
Let me turn off my camera for a sec, see if that's causing a problem. My problem with Marvel is it tends to create very generic soundtrack as compared to other movies where they have a theme that really sticks with you. Marvel tends to not have a theme that really sticks with you. Do you think they're going to break that mold with Fantastic Four?
Yes, by all accounts. And then my Marvel guy that works for them, Marvel person. I don't know if it's a guy. Sorry, I don't know if it's a guy or girl. Just saying.
How do they identify?
They were. Well, I'm just trying not to dox that person. They're like, look, this is completely self-contained. From the visuals to the music, this is gonna be very different from the other films, and that's good because the other films, honestly, the last since Infinity Wars have been really forgettable. Even the score.
Yes, Marvel kind of died for me in 2019, and I just stopped watching it. Keith has rejoined us.
Hey, Keith.
Howdy.
So let's look at this poll. I put a poll up. It's almost 50-50. It's 45-55. Members of our chat who have seen Superman so far. So let me ask you another question, guys. I'm going to put another poll up right now. Did you like Superman? Did you enjoy and like Superman 2025? Question mark. Let's see how this poll does. Boom. Starting the poll, guys. We're doing really well this morning on viewership. It's so weird because this is not a scheduled show.
I shared it. I shared it on my.
That's why, because we're doing double what we normally get. We're usually right around 30.
Good
live watching. So thanks for doing that, Paulie. Still doesn't do it because he doesn't give a shit.
Hey, the algorithm, man.
The algorithm, man.
Where's that superhero? Algorithm man. He knows I get hits.
Algorithm man is a new hero. I think he was a hidden villain in the movie, though. Algorithm man was a secret villain in Superman because of the monkeys.
Oh, he was there.
He was there. You couldn't see him, but he was there. I got to tell you, man, I'm so happy for this film. This weekend, if they had done double what they've made right now, if they had done about 100 million by today, I believe they could have made $1 billion. But no, they dropped to 56 million or 57 million. And that tells me that this is probably going to be around 700 million, six to 700 million by the end of its run. And I still think that's damn good. That's a good problem.
It is.
Yep.
It's not. It's not.
I want it to be $1 billion movie, but it's not going to make it. I'm sorry. But it's going to make money on video.
It is for the fact because James Gunn, he tried to get ahead of it early, but he was like, I just got to get my production budget back. And you're going to get that back with just your domestic numbers alone. And then again, you got the digital sales, physical media. So this film's going to make back its overall budget. But you got the critical success and audience success. So that's kind of currency as well. People compare this to Batman Begins, when the Batman franchise was dead after Batman and Robin. And then you bring in Batman Begins. It didn't break the box office, but it got the good graces of audience and critical success as well. So that's kind of what it's doing, James Gunn.
Our audience
I'm with you.
Is 50-50.
I'm with you. Is just that Superman, it costs way too much, and the marketing is way too much. It's gonna have to clear 800 million just to cover their asses. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, they really put a lot of money into the marketing on this one. Yeah.
But I will say Sai's right, because this is a great, no matter what, this is a great first step. This is where they want to go direction-wise. Like, yes, like Batman Begins. But I'm pretty sure Batman Begins was a lot cheaper to make than this one.
Definitely.
About 150, I think, for Batman Begins, and it made about 200 domestic. So I mean, then obviously we know the physical media and everything. Batman Begins, Dark Knight comes after it. So, but you got back in the good graces with the audience and the critics with Batman Begins. That's the point. And then you make that money back, with physical sales after that too.
But also it's a good way to begin, because that's how Marvel Studios began. Iron Man was not a huge box office film, but it did what it had to do. And you have to, again, Syl is right. You've got to get your audience. And yeah, they're not going to spend a lot of money. This is not going to be $1 billion film, but
no,
you need to at least give the audience a good time. And on top of that, you gave them something new, which is a flying dog.
No question. I'm with you. I'm with you guys on that. I think we'll see the numbers when all is said and done, what the actuals are. But Fletcher was uncovering for us that the marketing is actually way more than 150 million. That's already a lot of money. So
yeah.
But what do they put on their accounting sheet?
What they're telling us right now is 125. Yeah. 225 to make the film, 150 for the marketing. Right. And
that's creative accounting. That's what this is.
Right. No, I'm just saying, man. I listen, I wanted to succeed. I think it's off to a great start. I'm just saying it's probably gonna have to crack $1 billion just to make money. But I think if it hits over 700 million, Safran and Gunn are gonna be very happy.
Yes.
I'm wondering with that, because I've seen between 130 to 300 million for the production budget, and the same thing with the marketing. I keep seeing different the swing is insane for how much this either did or didn't cost.
Oh, what's up, Bumpy? Bumpy Johnson's here, man. I haven't seen Bumpy in my
Hey, Bumpy, what's up, brother?
What's up, Bumpy?
Yeah, it's been a few weeks since he's been with us, man.
But yeah, no, you guys are right. Like, the numbers are all over the place. So that says to me that they're probably higher. But that's all right. They're killing it right now with the merch, with word of mouth. And I think it's not going to go on video on demand to the end of August. That's a long time, man. That's a long time.
Yeah. So like I said, all these studios have, again, creative accounting. So that's for the creditors and people that they owe money to and everything to say, hey, we're just saying 225 production. I saw 125 marketing. So some people saying 150. So it all that matters is what they're putting on their accounting sheet. That's really all that matters.
They're doing
Sander,
these. Go ahead, brother.
I'm sorry. Sander Hammerstein says, breaking news. Disney announces new remake of the classic Miracle on 42nd Street according to Modern Sensibilities, and they call it Miracle on Bakalakadaka Street. Here's your video, buddy.
I've got 5 terrace going southeast on Bakalakadaka Street.
Listen, first of all, if it's modern, they don't believe in miracles, so it'd have to be unexplained phenomenon on Bakalakala Street.
Sander's just obsessed with Team America. He brings that up in every
He loves
show.
that movie. He knows that I love the movie, and he knows I got that video, and that's why he does that. He likes that video.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Look, creative accounting, as Syl said, it's a part of what it is. And for the most part, Marvel Studios has gotten really good at Disney's creative accounting. I'm not surprised they're having to do that. But again, think of all the really cool stuff that's really come out of this film that wasn't something that people were talking about prior to it coming out. We're talking about now Mr. Terrific, who comparatively, and I've been the one saying this, it goes to show that Greg Berlanti, while he has knowledge of comics, was a little deficient with a lot of the characters that he had. Mr. Terrific proves that he didn't know what he was doing with that character.
Come on, Keith, you're underselling it a little bit. Greg Berlanti is like,
we talked about also too the Mr. Terrific presentation.
oh my god, best character in the fucking movie. Best character.
But some of the weenies out there were complaining that it's a stereotypical black man, and we're just like, what? Have you heard that? Have you heard that noise?
I wonder if it was a black person that complained about it.
Probably not.
Probably
little white girl going to college in Berkeley. Yeah,
I'm offended.
Yeah.
But think about it, right? And I know a couple of people have done talks on this on the channels. Is that you have probably one of the better superhero characters who happens to be black. Presentation, period.
Yeah,
Mr. Terrific. I mean, he's fantastic. In regards to just how his confidence is, his swagger, but it's all about his intelligence. That's why he's so confident. He's not a jerk. He's not killing people. It's not like an Ironheart. To me, Ironheart was pretty offensive. I didn't like Ironheart. I didn't like, the black and Latino characters were just, killing to get theirs and to bring the profile up. Terrible message to kids. And on Disney Plus. Just blows me away.
But here's the other thing that you also have to balance out with that. Look at what they did with Ironheart and the fact that you had a bunch of people working on that were not really comic book fans, but were fans of what the character represented, versus a James Gunn, who is a comic book fan and who was picking characters that he himself said in an interview, these are characters that I like. These are characters that I found in the comics, and I brought them into the movie.
Yeah.
It really needs to be repeated that the power of having creative people who are fans of the material versus bringing in people who can be hired to make this stuff and aren't that familiar with the material. It's night and day. It's phases 1 through 3 of the MCU versus phases 4 and 5, and it's not even close.
You could tell you like Mr. Terrific. He was like the fourth.
No. Yeah. But Mr. Terrific being, a lot of people look at Mr. Terrific, and for a lot of people, they don't know who that character is.
No, I don't know.
Unless you were a fan of what Berlanti presented with the Arrowverse and him being on Arrow and on the Flash with their crossovers. But it's the same thing with Supergirl. And it was my criticism of the Supergirl television series. What we're about to see from James Gunn is really a closer version of the character than what was presented by Greg Berlanti. And but basically what you're uncovering is somebody who may or may not have been a comic book fan, but basically decided that what he was bringing to the character was more important than actually presenting the character. And you've got that attitude for way too many people. And they sit there and they present this stuff, and then they get mad at the audience because the audience isn't picking up on what they're trying to do, which is, they think they're smarter than the source material. And if you just use the source material the way that it is, you get a big return because people enjoy it.
Well, what I've always found absurd with comic book movies in particular is that they never actually just adapt a comic book story. Even Marvel, in their case, they get inspired by. But this notion with Hollywood, and this is kind of a problem in Hollywood in general, is that every person who's a writer, when they get given a project, IP, whatever, they want to put their spin on it so that they can say, this was me, because their ego's in the way. It's like you're adapting something. Actually adapt.
By the way, who was that? Bill Barton.
Let me just say this though, in regards to that. Sorry, Gary.
No, go ahead, Paulie.
Adapting a book, a comic, anything from another source, especially if it's beloved, it is the hardest fucking thing to do.
Yeah.
Might as well just go do something completely new, right? Because no matter what, there's going to be a group that's not going to be happy with it. People were not happy with Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings. There was that group. That's all I'm saying.
I know.
One of my most...
We had the internet all the way back into the 90s, and people forget that. I remember that shit.
Notice how many of those people are still mad now that you have the Rings of Power.
Well, there's a book called Never Let Me Go, and a sci-fi dystopian story, very disturbing. And the movie came out. It is the most incredible adaptation I've ever seen, but it doesn't hold up to the book. Like, the book's the book, but it still is really fucking good. So it's just so difficult to do, man. No one's ever gonna be happy. You might as well just, you know what? Here's my vision. I'm James Gunn. If you like it, cool. If you don't, this is what we're doing. Yeah,
but that's the thing. That's the thing. You have all these creative people that were hired for phases 1, 2, and 3 of Marvel, what Marvel was doing, and they decided, okay, we're going to try to get as close to the comics and what we enjoyed about the comics as possible, versus the people that came in and had no idea. They totally functioned based off of the scripts they were given. And rather than taking time to research it, they just went with what they were presented. Or in the case of many of the Disney Plus or presentations that were done on the small screen, they did just whatever they thought of that day. And you see the night and day difference. You at least have to do some research. You cannot make a movie about Malcolm X and never have read anything about Malcolm X as who he was as a person. If you decide to just make up your own Malcolm X story, you deserve to get clowned. You deserve to, have people rain down on you. Unless you decide to write a good story, and even then, you're not writing his story. You're writing your story. You're writing something that you wanted to happen to that. Well, he was a real person. He had a real effect.
I get your point. It's kind of hyperbolic, but I get your point.
Yeah, and I'm not saying, you have to adapt the Long Halloween exactly, but maybe do a Long Halloween movie for Batman.
Well, they did an animated movie.
Yeah,
it's better than the comic, but I didn't think the comic was very good.
Killing Joke, everybody. How did that one go?
I liked Killing Joke, the movie, if they had just left off that opening scene.
Yeah,
Batman banging Batgirl. It was so fucking stupid. So what I did is I made my own edit of that movie, and I just clipped that out.
That's what I gotta start doing. I gotta start editing.
That's all you gotta do. Make your own fucking movie.
Yeah. Well,
so,
look.
Got a poll going. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Keith. Go ahead.
No.
All right. So I'm going to end this poll right now, and I figured this is where it was going to be. Who is your favorite cinematic Superman? David Cornsweet, Henry Cavill, or Christopher Reeve. 9% with Cornsweet, 18% with Henry Cavill, 73% with Christopher Reeve. I just knew it was going to end that way. Although I was a little surprised with the David Cornsweet. And I thought it would be closer to 30% with the Henry Cavill. So you guys shocked me on that one. Okay.
Oh, well, I'm a Cavill guy, so that pushes it to 30.
I love Henry Cavill. I thought this is what I felt after watching this movie. I would have enjoyed this film even more if they had just kept him and let him play this version of Superman.
That's the version he wanted. I don't know about that one because, like, with Cavill, I don't see him doing the speeches like Cornsweet did. I think Cornsweet did good. First off, I want to say that I think he performed really well. It's just I don't see Cavill fitting this template that Gunn was doing at all.
I agree with the whole thing about it being Gunn, but when you look at the interviews that were done around the time of Man of Steel, when both he and Snyder were talking about, Henry Cavill and Snyder were both talking about Man of Steel 2, Henry was hinting at this because, again, comic book fan, hello, he can do this. You know, he took it upon himself to basically research the character. He loved what he loved about the character. He tried to bring those things out. But the studio didn't allow them to go that direction. I think Cavill could have played this. Now, could he played it as James Gunn wrote it? Maybe, maybe not. But he at least would have given it an attempt. You know, there is no doubt about his fandom of the character. He loved it. And that's the great thing about Henry Cavill. When he gets on something, you know he loves it. You know he loves it. He leads with his heart.
Henry Cavill is
he's a big Superman fan.
Henry Cavill is a one-dimensional actor. That's it. That's it. He's done a lot of stuff to where I've seen his work. He's a great co-star. He's not a leading man, and he doesn't have emotional depth that the camera captures. The way David did this one, you get David's emotional breadth of work just within that one. That's just me though. Maybe I love Cavill. I think Cavill is a gentleman. He loves the fandom. That's
you seen the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, Paulie?
What's that?
The film, The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. With Henry Cavill.
Yeah, I loved it.
He had a little range in it, don't you think? In that film,
no. I think Henry's a better actor than Paulie's saying, but look, it's a personal.
But it was
opinion,
it is what it is. It was also an ensemble piece and a period piece, which Cavill does well in. But you know, the emotional level there is that he's either charming and crazy or batshit crazy with that character. That was fun.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, but that's not Superman, right? Like the vulnerable depth, I don't get it all.
Well, the question I had, Paulie, have you ever seen him interviewed talking about Superman? Because this is something Keith and I were really shocked by, because this guy understands Superman, Henry Cavill. The guy understood it, and he was frustrated with the way he had to portray him because he wanted to play him more comic accurate.
Again, I'm not just basing my statement just on the Superman movies. I just don't think
I'm not giving you shit. I'm just
but let me tell you,
I agree with you, Paulie.
Tom Cruise doesn't have great range. There's a lot of big actors, big names that don't have great range.
Jason Statham doesn't have range. He's still entertaining
and successful. And successful. You know,
I didn't understand who was that?
Jason Statham. Statham, he said.
What's he been in?
Statham?
I'm fucking around. I know
fucking being a bozo.
Remember, Gary's a dick.
But listen, Cavill was great in Mission Impossible. Great character.
Yeah.
Great character. He really gets in those but again, you know why? Because they're exteriors, and they're actors that do very well with exteriors. And what I mean by that, a mustache, a haircut, action, guns, a period costuming. They actually perform better when they're in those fucking costumes. There's actors that don't do well in period movies, and you could tell they're like, they just don't seem right. But again, those are co-starring roles for Cavill. Highlander is going to be very interesting.
Yeah. Well,
I'm curious where they're going with it too.
Cool.
I agree with you about Henry Cavill. For a guy that came within a hair's breadth of becoming James Bond, yeah, he hasn't got great range, but he was good enough to get a lot of those parts. And I still think he would have given us a Superman that was more dependent on what had been written versus on the intuitive nature of his acting. That's all.
No, I don't agree. Sorry.
Blame The Rock.
Sorry, buddy.
No. I can see. Look, I can see the differences. I'm just saying that he would have been good enough based on whatever script he had been given. Now, David Cornsweet, I love the dude. I think he's fantastic as Superman.
Really
I got nothing against that guy at all, and I'm looking forward to seeing the next movie. Because he'll be in it. And I'm sure he'll have his cameo appearance in Supergirl and probably a cameo appearance in probably one or other two movies. But I'm looking forward now that we've entered the era of Cornsweet. I'm hoping to see him in a lot of other things. I didn't hear too many people giving him too much praise when he was in Twisters. So a lot of people are going to have to go back and check that out.
Yeah, that wasn't the best role for him in Twisters.
Oh,
it kind of was miscast.
That was a nothing role. But there's a listen. This is just personal preference. I mean, I just think Cornsweet's is more of a dynamic actor.
He's a really good actor. Coming into this, like I've seen some of his smaller films. I mean, everyone's probably seen Pearl, but it's like he's a really good actor. Just on top of that,
He was in Pearl.
Yeah.
Was he like was he like the cam? Did he work at the movie theater? That guy?
Yeah, I forget the title. But
he's worked his way up, but he was still an unknown, and I think that's another reason why Gunn went that route, which is brilliant at this point, man. Brilliant, because the whole it's top tier casting. The whole cast, guys. The whole cast.
Yes. Rachel Brosnahan was, to me, the perfect Lois Lane. She is.
She really embodies it. Yeah.
God. And I did we talk about this? People say, they made her look like a dude.
No,
yeah, that's bullshit.
Not here.
He looks like a girl.
How does Lois dress to people? Like
he looks like every journalism student I met in college that was a girl.
That's right. Yep.
And it doesn't matter what she's wearing, man. Yeah, she's wearing a t-shirt and pants. I don't know what, but she just exudes this sexiness and intelligence, and you're just like, what? Yeah, okay.
Whatever
you say.
That's Lois. The ball.
That's Lois too. But she's an incredible actor.
We've got a new poll up. Hope you guys enjoyed the show today.
What's with you and your polls, man?
It says the choices for today's show is loved it was great, or can't wait for the next one. There you go.
Oh, damn.
89% got loved it. So I appreciate it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's show. We're going to have to end it here because I got to prep for the next show. We have a show at 3:00 today. We're going to be talking about James Bond. When are we doing, Anima? Do you remember?
From Russia with Love, and you know that.
That's right. From Russia with Love, my personal favorite James Bond movie of all time, From Russia with Love. It's the best villain, and I think it's one of the best stories. So it's going to be fun doing it. What?
Connery's favorite.
Yeah, it's his favorite that he ever made. That's right. That's why he agreed not only to come back and voice Bond for the video game, he actually took part in how they made the game.
Yep.
And I love that he had input on the making of that game. But
we'll be back in another one.
Yep, we'll be back in less than 3 hours to talk about that film. Paulie, Syl, thanks, guys. I appreciate this. I'd like to do stuff like this now and again and have you guys on.
I got a video premiering in a few minutes with me and Cameron Pasha.
So get out of here, buddy. Get out of here. You get going.
No, it's we recorded it. It's going to premiere. I put the link up.
Oh, okay.
Can I put it in your chat? Do you mind?
Yeah, put it in the private chat write something in the chat again so I can make you. Oh, there you are. Never mind. Hold on. Let me make
I'm
you
a wrench.
a wrench.
I'm a wrench already.
You are a wrench.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and post it in the chat then.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. I do think that a big problem in the future is just going to be the fact that he kept Peacemaker coming over because that introduces multiverses, which is a fucking terrible storytelling technique.
Well, they did it with Zack Snyder's too, so I wouldn't worry about it so much.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. And
they're not going to do a massive crossover. They're just going to do these little cameo things, and that's all they're ever going to do.
Let me at least argue this. The thing about DC is this. If you allow someone that is a DC Comics fan that knows about multiverses and they stick to what the comics did, you're fine. If you do it the way that Marvel and the Marvel Studios have done it, you've got problems. That's the fine line.
No, I can't argue with that. I'm going to create a banner real quick here because I didn't realize that today is Emmanuel's birthday.
Tomorrow, actually. But she needs to get ready for it today.
I'm confused. So it's not her birthday?
It's her birthday tomorrow.
So it's not her birthday today?
She's going to be busy getting things ready for her birthday tomorrow, Dick.
Gary, everybody knows you're old. You don't need to play senile, for fuck's sake.
Everyone's so mean here. Gosh.
That's sort of the love thing. That's how you show love, in my opinion.
All right.
Shit on each other. So we're going to end the show, wrap it here. Happy birthday, Emmanuel. Paulie, Syl, thanks for showing up. Shanatsky, Keith, Anima. We will have a great show in 3 hours. Well, less than 3 hours. And look, man, Paulie, Syl, you guys are loved by this channel, and especially by Keith and I. We love you guys.
No gay. You're welcome.
Mine's a little gay.
Yours is a little gay. You're always a little gay with that boo hole.
Not gay enough.
I'm good.
I'm allowed to love all of you.
I'm good. I'm good. All right, before we go, I got to play this song. This song goes out to Sandra Hammerschlag.
No Diddy.
So lonely inside real Rome.
That's it, guys. We're out of here. Everybody have a great Saturday. We'll see you in a couple hours.
Bye.
Peace.